go hard from the start, and they come from the heart. Yeah, I might take a loss, but I never depart. Battle wounds everywhere, look at my scars. It was so hard, it was time to take charge. I am the tiger, I'm hotter than fire. Levitating, nigga, only get higher. You got the weed, then I am the main buyer. I hit the plug up because he's the supplier. I smoke so much weed that my brain is a fry. Jumping your bitch like a damn scuba diver. You know it's the motto when I'm a damn proud of. We gon' keep going, my nigga, we rise up. The perfect team, they could.
What's good, Chosen Gang? Chosen Ones, Spiritual Gabe in the motherfucking building, man. Hey, look, today we're going to be talking about GMO, which is a genetically modified organism. And we're going to go into details about that. And I'm going to put y'all on game because a lot of y'all just know about GMO. You didn't know it was a genetically modified organism. You really don't understand what it is. So we're going to go into the details, you know, we're going to go into that, dibble and dabble and that kind of shit. I'm going to put y'all on game on what it really is. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, first, we're going to start off with the definition of GMO, which is a genetically modified organism. GMO is any organism whose genetic material has been altered using genetic engineering techniques. Which basically means that in some motherfucking type of science lab, they genetically modify what is going into your system. Whether it's a vaccine, food, they can even genetically modify plants. But we're going to get deep into this. Let me go to the next slide. What are GMOs? Humans have crossbred plants for centuries, developing genetically modified organisms. GMO is a more targeted process. GMOs are living beings that have had their genetic code tweaked in some way. What happens? A genre is inserted into DNA of a single cell. As the cell divides, that genre will be in every cell. Now look, GMOs or living beings that have had their genetic code tweaked in some way, which basically means some type of mad science lab, they tweak the DNA of whatever they're using, and basically they made a fake DNA. It's like kind of sort of like a replica. What happens is the genre is inserted into the DNA of a single cell. As the cell divides, the genre will be in every cell. So they inject that DNA into a single cell of an organism, and then that single cell multiplies, and then it becomes multiple cells of that false DNA. A GM technically isn't only for crops. Used on microorganisms such as bacteria has created medicines like insulin and vaccines. So your insulin and your vaccines are carrying GMO. You're getting injected with GMO. Let's go to the next slide. Genetically modified organisms, GMOs. Agrobacterium method. Agrobacterium fumescens. Typlasmid carrying desired genres. So cultivation of Agrobacterium with plant pieces. DNA transfer to plant cells. So that's kind of like making a fake plant cell. Then we go down to the plant cell. Chromosomes with integrated DNA encoding desired genes, nucleus, plant cells, cell multiplication, shoot regeneration followed by root regeneration, plant with new traits. So it's basically creating like a fake ass plant. Like the corn. A lot of people didn't know that corn was a GMO. And it tells you that right here. Particle gun method. Particles coated with DNA encoding desired genes. Particle gun. So look, particle coated DNA with encoded desired genes. Ooh, particle gun. Bombardment with plant pieces with particles. DNA transferred to plant cells. I don't even have to define that. It basically speaks for itself. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. Insecticide. Genre created using recombinant DNA technology. Cleaved DNA. You also have plasmid vectors. Cleaved vectors. Growing plant cells take up insecticide genre from plasmid vectors. Select for insectal cells. Used for plant propagation. Insects feed on the plant, will die. So it's basically creating a fake plant. You know, insects do feed on plants, but when they feed on this particular plant, it takes their life. And that right there is pretty much a genetically modified organism, which can be used on anything living, any type of DNA. So you guys got to be careful. And nowadays, damn near everything is GMO. Even the people who eat this vegan food, you don't even know that you're ingesting GMO. Like about 85-90% of the vegan food is GMO. Then you also have to remember, even if you grow in your own shit in your own yard, they're spraying these chemtrails in the sky. So when it rains, the rain goes through the chemtrails and it falls on your plant. So guess what you just grew? A chemical plant. Your plants that you grow yourself aren't even safe anymore. Keep that in mind, y'all. Chosen gang, spiritual gang, out. Chosen ones. Hey, man, I love all y'all. Peace and love to everybody. Stay safe and focused.